What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Picking Knowledge. This is kind of a quick word. I wasn't going to apply it to astrology, but I am, because I'm a fucking astrologer, and you can apply anything to astrology. So let me get with first what this is inspired by. So I've been out of high school like 13 or 14 years. Shout out all my classmates and all of that. I can't speak for anyone else in the world. And if any of my classmates are watching this, chime in. But I honestly feel like we had a different experience growing up where everyone has their cliques, but I don't feel like we ever made anyone feel like you're not cool, so we don't talk to you, or there's a thing where we're ashamed of one another, like that person's a loser. I never felt that energy. And I treated every person I went to school with, whether we hung out outside of school or inside of school, with like the same energy. Okay. So, and I experienced this thing partially when you see some people at the high school, it's still that love. You know what I'm saying? But I have experienced this thing and it's changed me. I've learned to stop talking to everyone because everyone doesn't want to be seen. So what I've experienced a good amount of times is seeing someone out there in the real world that I may know from high school, and I can see that they are embarrassed to be in the job in which they're doing. So it brings me to my point. All right, we're going to apply it to astrology. So what I want to say is, like, in this adult world, you have the ability to choose what you want to do. Everyone's not going to be able to do something fantastic. Everyone's not going to be able to be famous, play professional sports, be a singer, all of that. But one thing astrology teaches us, and you should know, everybody matters. Okay? So I'll express it to you like this. There's something in astrology called the 10th house. The 10th house corresponds to your career and your public standing, how you're showing up in the real world. At another level, this represents adulthood, because as an adult, the time that you spent in school is now replaced with your career and taking your skills, right, and using them to better society. Okay, so just for those who don't know, below the horizon, we can look and that corresponds to early childhood, your neighborhood, and the influence that you garnered there. You learn how you go to school, you learn how to socialize, you make friends. All of these things impact your ability to go out in the world and be yourself. Here's the beautiful thing. And no matter what period of time we're living in, there's always going to be a late bloomer. So it's never over in terms of finding yourself, becoming who you wanted to be. But I'm relating this to the 10th house and the 6th house. The 6th house shows us that everybody matters. The 6th house, we could say, is like the house of essential workers. It's everyone being of service on a day-to-day basis. And a person like me, I respect everybody's creativity. I respect how everybody has to get it, because I understand it all makes the world go round. It's all keeping, the fabric of society glued together, particularly the essential workers, if you didn't notice that from the pandemic. I say that to say this. If you have a job or you're doing something for work and you would feel embarrassed or you feel embarrassed being seen at that job, you're already in a state of semi-depression. Because here's the next thing about the 10th house. It deals with achievement. So the idea is, like, after working in a place for a time, you'll receive a promotion, maybe an award, and all of this bolsters your confidence, your ego, your ability to say, this is who I am. And it's coming from the 9th house of mastery, right? So typically in college, it's like, okay, I'll go to college to become this thing, or I'll go to secondary school to become this thing. That is ultimately your identity. So if you're working a job that makes you feel like a loser, it's not a matter of what people think about you. You're going to do loser things. You yourself are going to relate to life in this loser way, feeling like I am a loser. Okay, and then therefore you might do things like making yourself small, hiding, not wanting to be seen. Okay, just remember, you could do anything in this world. The choice is yours, and it's not all about being famous. Success is really relative. It's what success means to you. So there can be somebody being a manager of a fast food restaurant and they be highly successful. It's a matter of how they feel, a state of mind, okay? Don't hide yourself. Don't diminish yourself, because there's people out there like myself who we're not judging. When you're a functional adult, you know how hard it is out here, right? So in terms of career, pick something that makes you feel respectable. Pick something that allows you to dress up, right? All of this adds to the energy that you vibrate with and omit on a day-to-day basis. Because if it's not necessarily life making you feel depressed, but rather the circumstances you placed yourself in. And this goes for anybody even making good money somewhere. If that place isn't making you happy, guaranteed outside of there, your energy is making maybe those around you unhappy because you aren't really happy. So that's all I got to say about that. All right. Shout out to all the Geminis. Till next time. Peace.